let's transition into that infamous scene in which our character uses his VIP privileges in attempt to seduce one of the leads, the police informant. The tension and atmosphere created in this scene is just masterful. Again, you make the audience cringe and feel so uncomfortable during this entire scene. What do you remember the most about shooting the scene, and specifically some of the difficulties of it?
Normally, when you shoot a film, there's these sort of 35-year-old guys smoking a cigarette. They haven't shaved. They got kind of dirty long hair with a kind of band around and something in their ear and a clipboard. God punished me by putting beautiful young 22, 23-year-old girls as production assistants that day. So here I am, stark naked, completely nude, with all these beautiful young girls standing around. Embarrassing doesn't begin to encapsulate what I felt. Mortified, no, that's not enough. It's just beyond words how I felt and how uncomfortable I felt. But I had no choice. And I had, actors, when we're in any situation, look, I remember being in drama school and the teacher said to us, look, if you get a call 5 minutes before you go on stage that your family's been killed in a car accident, the train has hit the car and they're all dead, you don't run off, you do the show, but you use that. We have the power to use what's happening in our environment at any given time and transmute it and give it, feeds and gives energy and fuel to what we're doing as performers. And that's what I did.
One thing that's so fascinating about the show is the portrayal of these VIPs. And a lot has been said about the dialogue and a lot of the over-the-top stereotypes that it's portrayed in the show. Now, it's kind of in many ways a clash of Western civilization meets Eastern civilization and how certain characters and cultures are depicted in Korea versus your traditional North American acting. It had very much of that Johnny America feel to it. It's over the top. The character, like it feels like in many ways a parody of what an Eastern person would think a Westerner is in many ways. Can you speak 100%. On that a little bit? Mm-hmm.
Well, I know how to act in movies. Okay, it's something I've picked up along the way. There's a natural proclivity which I have, but on top of that, I've been properly trained and I know how to do this. And there's been some talk in the media that we were bad or we don't know how to act or something. Well, I invite anyone to go to geoffreygiuliano.com, go to cinema and look at my other clips. I've made all kinds of movies. And most of them all of them adhere to the Western style naturalistic acting genre. However, this was a Korean K-drama. Nobody spoke English. They probably wrote the script on Google Translate. The director didn't speak to us at all, not even hello, maybe hello. And we were just told to go in there and wing it. I was sitting in that hotel for 3 weeks. They could have held rehearsals. They could have had informal dinners. We could have hung out, the Western guys, we could have hung out and gone over the script and we would have found those bugs in the script and fixed them. But we weren't, look, like, I hate to use this analogy and I won't say the N-word, not the N-word you think, it's another one. We were just following orders. We were hired by Netflix to bring to life the director's words and vision. And we did so absolutely unequivocally, except that the acting style of Asia is diametrically opposed to the acting style of the Western world, which is the sort of Godfather 2, naturalistic, two guys talking in a bar, drinking coffee and not doing too much. Maybe they lift an eyebrow. But here it's exaggerated, it's cartoonish, it's character, it's larger than life. I reckon rightly that the VIP's depiction in this series was absolutely akin to all of the characters in Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange. Everybody in that is exaggerated. The prison guard, it doesn't matter. The woman giving the milk in the Kuvara milk bar. Everybody, Kubrick wanted people to act in a kind of caricature. The most ridiculous extreme would be Boss Hogg and the Dukes of Hazzard. This kind of like, oh yeah, well, what are you guys doing here? That kind of cartoonish thing. It wasn't that bad, but it was definitely meant to be what it was. We performed exactly what we were hired as employees and mandated to do. When I tried to ad lib, which I almost always do in films, case in point, you can see on my website, geoffreygiuliano.com, my film Peninsula, Train to Busan. I pretty much made that up based on a skeletal structure of the script. But this guy, who was the writer-director, and this always happens with a writer-director, they don't want you to change a word. Why? Because you don't write scripts, you bleed them. So this guy, even though he doesn't speak English, sat there and bled out what he thought we should say. And what did he think we should say? He thought that I should make 2 jokes about 69. Come on, you know? But I had no, Tom Cruise can show up in a movie set and say, I don't like this script. This is bullshit. I'm throwing it out. I can't do that. 98%, 99.9% of the actors are grateful to have a job, and we certainly can't do that.